Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your very first time here, welcome. My name is Donna-Suela, and in today's video we will be talking about class and tackiness. Before we start, I just want to say that this video is strictly for the girls who are into elegance and into rebranding themselves. If you have an I don't care, I'll do what I want to do, I'll wear what I want to wear kind of mentality, then this video is not for you because it will piss you off to a point where you're going to feel the need to jump into my comment sections and cuss me out. At the end of the day, just be yourself. And with that being said, let's jump right into this video. The first thing that can make you look tacky is your lack of manners. Oftentimes, when we hear the word elegance, we think of clothes, which is understandable, but we should also keep in mind that the way you carry yourself and the way you treat others is just as important as the way you style yourself. Rich people can afford to look fancy, but that doesn't mean they have class. This is because you can't buy class. It's either you're born with it or not. I used to work at a fair where mainly rich people came because the entry tickets alone would cost between 1,700 or 2,300 euros. You would think that with that kind of money in their bank accounts, they would afford to be polite. But it was the total opposite for some of them, most of them to be honest. These type of people encourage me to keep my friend group small even when I get rich, because I cannot stand being friends with someone who's only part-time kind. It's either you're full-time or I'll find someone else who's a little bit more qualified for the job. The second thing that can make you look tacky is the way you dress yourself. We live in a generation where people are getting a little too comfortable with showing us that they've just rolled out of bed. It's almost as though people are living on survival mode by the way they style themselves. As a kid, I couldn't care less about how people would see me in public. But as I got older, I noticed how people would treat me better whenever I put that extra effort into looking like a decent human being. Now, I'm not saying dress like you're the Queen of England, but at least dress like you care about yourself and how you want to be treated. Don't worry about not being able to afford designer clothes. Just make sure when you step out of the house, you always look fresh and clean. No one is going to randomly walk up to you to try and check whether the label on your blouse is designer or not. So you tell me, would you rather have on branded clothes with wrinkles on it or non-branded without the wrinkles because you cared enough to iron it?
The latter.
The third thing that can make you look tacky is your choice of words. Now, what I mean by this is when you can't go a single sentence without using a curse word. Don't get me wrong, I am not going to sit here and pretend that I only listen to clean versions of rap songs. But I do believe that your profanities should not outweigh your inoffensive words, especially not around your elders. It irks my nerves when I hear teenagers or young adults curse around people who could have been their parents or grandparents. It seriously makes you wonder who's raising these kids. Back in the day, men didn't curse around women. I remember my mom telling me the story of when she went to the corner store and there were a bunch of men there talking and drinking beer. And one of them happened to curse without knowing that she was there. The minute he realized he had done so in front of a lady, he immediately apologized. Samuel L. Jackson has a similar story with his wife and Tupac. It's so beautiful. I'm going to insert this video for you to watch.
My wife was on that film. She was the chubby kid's mom, and I guess Pop was walking through a room one day and he was cussing somebody up. My wife grabbed him and was like, "Young man, you see all these women sitting in here? You can't be in here cursing, blah, blah, blah." And everybody in the room was like, and he looked at her and was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man." And everybody was like, and he apologized, blah, 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 and he left. And everybody in the room was like, "Do you know who that was?" She was like, "No. I have no idea who he was, but he shouldn't have been cursing in front of all these women in this room, blah, blah, blah." And from that point on, every time he saw her, he was like, "Hey, Mom, how you doing?" Blah, 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 you know.
Yeah.
Number 3 also goes hand in hand with number 4. The fourth thing that can make you look tacky are the things you post on social media. Let's say you want to become a content creator and rebrand yourself to be seen as a sophisticated young lady. Well, your social media could be a good place to start. I'd advise you to create a whole new account strictly for the new you. You're going to treat that account like the woman you want to become. all of your conservative posts on that new account. Now, if that city girl wants to come out of you every now and then, post her on your old account. Elegance does not have to be boring. It's all about balance. And I'd also suggest keeping that old account private if you are serious about creating more conservative content. So that was it for today's video on 4 things that can make you look tacky. I actually have a whole list of things I personally find tacky without sugarcoating any of this. So if you're interested, let me know in the comments down below and I might make a part 2. Thank you for watching, and as always, till next Wednesday, bye bye.